Milley, the commander of U.S. 3rd Corps. He'll make a statement about what he can right now, and then he'll take your questions after that. Raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll direct you as to when it's time to go ahead and ask your question. All right, so commander of 3rd Corps, Lieutenant General Mark A. Milley.
Hey, good evening. I'd like to start off first with condolences to the killed and wounded soldiers here at Fort Hood from an incident this afternoon at approximately 1600 or 4 p.m. today. A soldier assigned to 13th Sustainment Command Expeditionary fired shots at individuals within the unit areas here, within the 1st Medical Brigade area and the 49th Transportation Battalion area. The post immediately went into lockdown. We have now lifted the lockdown as of about 30 or 45 minutes ago. Within 15 minutes, first responders from the military police and the emergency services responded to the scene, engaged the shooter, and the shooter is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In regard to the investigation, at this time, there is no indication that this incident is related to terrorism. Although we are not ruling anything out, the investigation continues. An investigation by various law enforcement officers at federal level from ATF and FBI, at the state level from the Texas Rangers, the Texas State Police, along with local law enforcement of KPD and Harker Heights, along with Army CID and Army Military Police. We have confirmed that there are 3 victims who were killed, and then the shooter was killed. And there are 16 injured, being treated at Scott and White and here at Darnell. Our thoughts and prayers go out to each of those injured and their families, and the killed and their families. Our focus now is to focus on the families of the injured and focus on the families of the killed. Ensure that they have the best care and counseling available. I do ask the Fort Hood community or anyone in the local community, if they have any information relating to this incident, to please contact either the FBI or the Fort Hood Department of Emergency Services. Events in the past have taught us many things here at Fort Hood. We know the community is strong, we know the community is resilient, and we know the soldiers and the civilians and the families of this fort who have served so bravely in combat over the last 13 years in both Iraq and Afghanistan are strong, and we will get through this. Thanks to all who have supported us. Thanks to the local community who has supported us over the last several hours and many years. And thanks also specifically to Scott and White for their excellent medical care and their ability to handle additional casualties. And with that, I will take your questions. We do not know a motive. We do know that this soldier had behavioral health and mental health issues and was being treated for that.
What's his name?
At this point, his next of kin has not been notified, so I am not going to confirm his name. We do have his name, but the next of kin have not been notified, so I'll wait until that's been done.
We know about his service?
He has served in combat. He served 4 months in Iraq in 2011. He was currently under diagnosis for PTSD, but he had not yet been diagnosed for PTSD.
Can you describe what happened? Walk us through it, if you know it.
It's under investigation. The exact sequence of events and timeline of events are not 100% clear. It is believed that he walked into one of the unit buildings, opened fire, got into a vehicle, fired from a vehicle, got out of the vehicle, walked into another building, and opened fire again, and then was engaged by local law enforcement here at Fort Hood.
Milley Sid Christensen with the Express News, sir.
I'm sorry?
Sid Christensen with the Express News and Hearst newspapers. Did he begin this thing with an argument? We have heard that there was an argument in the WTU, and that is how this started, and that he also was using a semi-automatic handgun of some kind.
He was using a .45 caliber Smith & Wesson semi-automatic pistol that was purchased recently in the local area. I am not aware of an argument at the WTU. There are some initial reports there may have been an argument in one of the unit areas, but don't have any indication of an argument at WTU.
Had he been in the WTU?
He had not been assigned here to the WTU.
Had he been in another one?
That we don't know. We're checking his background. He recently arrived at Fort Hood in February from another installation, and we're checking with the other installation to determine the background of the soldier. And obviously, we are digging deep into his background, any criminal history, psychiatric history, his experiences in combat, all of the things that you would expect us to be doing are being done right now. I'll come back to you. Hang on just a second. Go ahead.
Were all of the injured soldiers because of the gunfire or something else?
They were a result of the gunfire, either direct wounds from the gunfire. Some cases there was some glass that shattered, and some have some superficial wounds from that. Others, one was jumping a fence and got injured there, but it was a result of.
Sir, was this soldier in the process of being transitioned out of the military?
He was not in the process of being transitioned out of the military, to my knowledge, at this time.
General, can you say where his body was found? Was it in his car, next to his car, in the street, next to a building?
His body was found in the parking lot where he was engaged by military police. Military police officer responded, and he was approaching her at about 20 feet. He put his hands up, then reached under his jacket, pulled out the 9mm, and she pulled out her weapon, and then she engaged, and then he put the weapon to his head, and he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
General,
Go ahead. I'm not ruling out terrorism. All I'm saying is there's no indication of it at this time. We have FBI and all the appropriate federal agencies and all of the various organizations searching all the internet, Twitter, Facebook, and all the normal association you would do, and the investigation on that part is ongoing. We do not have any indications of that right now, but I'm not ruling that out. Say again?
You haven't completely ruled out terrorism.
We are not ruling in or out anything.
Congressman McCall said today that in light of the private Abdo case in 2011 and Major Hassan in 2009, that he's fearful that Fort Hood might be becoming a target, a jihadist target. Do you share that concern?
I'm not sure I understood what he said, but no, I don't have Fort Hood as a specific target, any other installation.
Can you tell us if he had any family on board?
The soldier is married, does have family, and again, we're in the process of notification.
Were they here, sir, or were they living in some other part of the country?
They're in the local area, that's correct.
Were any of the victims known to the soldier?
I do not know that.
How many total weapons did he have?
To our knowledge, he had one weapon, 45 caliber Smith & Wesson.
What normally takes place in this?
That's the. If I said 9mm, I misspoke. It's a 45 caliber Smith & Wesson.
What normally goes on in this?
Don't know how much ammunition.
What normally goes on in that building? What's it?
It's a headquarters building where they conduct the day-to-day administration of the medical brigade, and then in the other building they conduct the day-to-day administration of a transportation battalion.
How is this a building you would visit often?
They're not far away from each other.
Is this a building you would have gone to regularly or routinely?
49th Transportation Battalion, yes, he would have gone to that on occasion.